Hi, I'm Karla Ortiz, creator and owner of Creatives in Sports. You're listening to the VS Podcast.
Represento mi bandera, lo grito por donde quiera. Mexicano 100%, no existe ni una barrera. Mucho menos nos separa una frontera. Con papel o sin papeles, yo vivo a mi manera. No me importa en cualquier país. Si el cielo se pone negro, gris. Escuchando a Gerardo Ortiz, celebrando fiestas patrias con dos Génesis. Cantamos mariachi y en acapela. Miramos a diario con los jefes la pinche novela.
Hola amigos de Pancho Villa's Army, aquí El Sargento with our first episode of 2021, episode 51. And it's a fun one because, finally got rid of Coronel. He's kind of bringing our ratings down a little bit. I said, hey, you know what, take the month off. I'm going to invite Brooke. Brooke, she's got some energy. You guys recall her from our previous episodes. Maybe you've been following her now. She's been, back on the YouTube front cooking. And for me, anyways, I always get, I don't know, Brooke. Well, first of all, welcome, Brooke. Come on down. I'm okay. I'm going to give you a hard time because every time you start posting these foods, I just get so hungry.
That's the point. You're supposed to get in there, get into your kitchen and try these things. And, it's all about the interaction. So I expect to see a video from you very soon of something that I've made.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a challenge. All right. I'll do that. I'll find, because you have a lot of good stuff. So I guess the hard part is figuring out what to cook because you had so many different good things.
Start slow.
What I like about your videos too is that you kind of play around with yourself when you said, I think you're going to make tamales, but you end up saying enchiladas or something. You're like, and you put in the sub. Sorry, I messed that up.
Yeah, I feel like I did that a lot all through December. I kept calling tamales enchiladas and my mom was like, they're not enchiladas, they're tamales. I'm like, oh, but then I heard somebody else do the same thing. So I don't know. It's just like in my brain, but
I'm a lot dyslexic. So maybe I know I can relate from that because I do that a lot and not just due to my condition. But cool. Nice to have you. Thank you for joining us. And I invited you because you knew our guest today and you introduced us. I had the pleasure to, have a conversation with her and I'm excited to really dive in and get to know her story and introduce them to all of our PVA members and in our community. So actually, you know what, Brooke, would you mind introducing our guest?
Absolutely. Everybody, it is my pleasure to welcome my friend, Miss Karla Ortiz.
I'm copying for myself. Hi, everyone.
Hey, me.
Hi. Yay, me. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. And nice to see you, Brooke.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to see you like here and not in a kitchen.
Right? All sweaty.
Always working hard, Brooke. Always hard. When was the last time you guys saw each other, like in person?
Ooh.
Well, I moved from Miami in December of 2018. So
wow.
Remember when I was moving out, I was I was like, you take my bike and all this stuff. So
no, I literally took everything from Brooke.
Yeah, God, yeah.
That's always the best friends to have, right? When they move and you're like, I'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah, she was like, I need to move. I can't take all this. And I was like, okay, I'll take the bike. I'll take everything. And honestly, Brooke, thank you so much because that bike saved me from so many times. Like I would just go bike riding everywhere and it was so helpful and peaceful. And Max also loved it. So I appreciate it. And then I gave it to someone when I moved back home. So I was like, hopefully it brings joy to you,
Like that.
Bike was on. Awesome.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Yeah, it always feels good when you give somebody, somebody that they're gonna use it, right? I mean, so many things with Offer Up and all these different apps that people just random strangers like, you get your money, but I think it feels better when you give it to somebody and that would enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Karla, so tell us a little bit about yourself. So tell us about as much as you want, a little bit about your backstory, where you were born and raised, grew up, a little bit about, your journey.
Can I just say one thing first before anything?
Yeah.
I am a Cholos fan, and I could see you. You're a Chivas fan.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side there,
but
we don't want to talk about Brooke's team though. We don't want to talk
about with Liga MX kicking off, I was like, gotta represent.
See, we really love our team, and Brooke is, I don't know, she just wears that Team USA jersey that kind of makes me.
Whatever. Anyway.
I am from San Diego, California. I am actually from San Isidro, which is like 5 minutes away from the border. I'm a border town girl. I grew up here. I speak Spanish and English, and I've always been an extreme fan of soccer. like I eat, breathe, sleep soccer. Those who know me know that I'm like, it's kind of like in my vocabulary already. I love it so much. And so I feel like growing up in this community that I'm from, we say we're like good at three things. We're great at like fighting, we're great at playing soccer, and we're great at fighting, which is horrible. But everyone here, I grew up with like a bunch of guys, and it was very common, and it was very normal to grow up playing soccer. And so until later, I realized that I can make it a career, and honestly was like the best blessing of like my life. But I'm a huge Selección Mexicana fan, I gotta say. I love the team so much. There was at one point in my life that I was able to cover the team, and I gotta say, like, I'm extremely blessed to love the game and to be working in it.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's to have a passion for it and being able to work in that industry. But
Yeah.
I can imagine like a lot of folks, and even like Brooke's story, right? It didn't just happen overnight, right? You didn't just wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to work in soccer. Let me just walk up and say, hey, is there any opening? I'll be more than happy to start tomorrow. It's not a perfect world. It doesn't happen sometimes. And it's by chance. It could be, by connections. There's a lot of journeys and a lot of paths. So tell us how you ended up starting in that, because you said that you had that opportunity, but how did that happen?
So I went to school for journalism. Like I always knew, like, to me it wasn't normal to like sports this much, right? At least in my world of friends. I was always like, oh, you're the girl that likes soccer, that hangs out with all the, like I was like soccer.
So like people calling you like a tomboy or anything like that?
Yeah, I am a tomboy, and I'm very happy about it, because like it's who I am, and before it was like I'm gonna change that a bit, but it's the best part of me, which I think that I'm like I'm able to embrace it. And so my third grade teacher, like I had no idea, like the other day I was thinking, like, how did it start? My third grade teacher was a goalie, and I was like, that's so weird. You're old. Why are you a goal? Why are you a goalie? I mean, shout out to Ms. Rodriguez, but sorry. No, but like it wasn't normal. You know what I mean? Like I always played soccer like in my neighborhood, but when I went to school, it was not like accepted, And so she taught me how to play. And sorry, my dog. Hold on.
Is it a Cholo dog?
No, I wish. He does have a jersey though. Max, hold on, sorry.
This is our new world, right? I mean, we have our
I know, I'm sorry.
Our League kids that are
Max, yeah, ven para acá.
Ven para acá, Max.
Wait, do you hear him?
What?
He hears other dogs, and so he's like, hey, there's somebody recording a podcast. Let's make some noise. Max, can you be quiet, please? Hold on, let me, because by the way, I have 5 other dogs here, so it's like,
my goodness,
we love to rescue dogs, like not only Cholos Quincas, but like in general. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so my third grade teacher, right? So it wasn't normal for me to see a woman. I don't want to say old, but at not like a young person, or even like my color, or even like Mexican, and so for me that was cool. She taught me how to play with more technique, and then that was that, right? And then I fell in love with it. But I went to school for journalism. I decided that I wanted to, be on TV, like most people were like, oh, I want to be journalism, So I went to school, and I started photography. So then I kind of had the eye for like the game, and so I started with sports photography. And then it was like, no, I like to be a writer. Then it was like, no, I like music. And so then went on, I worked for a couple of magazines here in San Diego, where it was all music, basically, right? And that was like, I can make money off of music, but I can't make money off of sports. That was like my mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And
why was that your mentality?
I don't know, because it was like, for me at least, I saw it like 2 options. I saw it like either I am on TV or I am a soccer player, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Like at least in my and that's what you would see like back then. It was just like either I'm Mia Hamm or I'm, Lindsay Cazzonelli on Univision Deportes,
Got it.
right? And so me, I was like, I'm too embarrassed, and then it was like I got injured, so it was either or. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And so once I got into the music world, I did a couple of events and did companies, and I think it was the 2014 World Cup where I made everybody watch the games because nobody really cared about soccer there. So I made everyone watch the games, right? And I was like, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna bring chips. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. Everybody's like, shouldn't we do that for the U.S. Team? I was like, no, we're doing it for Mexico team. Okay, so then my friend Nico was like, dude, why don't you work in sports? Like, everything, because I was explaining it to him, I was like, this is this guy, this is this guy, this is this, and so on. And I remember it was a game. I don't know exactly who was playing, but it was like, I remember the people doing the game, which was Pablo Ramirez and El Profe Bracamontes, And so I was like, oh, I wish I could, one day work with them, and I wish I could, at least cover a game one day. And then my friend's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, well, it's hard, I'm sure it's really hard. And yeah, and then I was like, yeah, why don't I do it?
Yep.
Like, why don't I do it? And he's like, you can totally do it. You, like, the way you're explaining it to me, you can explain it to a lot of people. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm going to take that, I slept with the idea. And once the World Cup was over, I set a goal. I was like, in 4 years, I'm going to work a World Cup, right? I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And so at the time, my mentor and friend was the English department, because it was him only, the English department at Xolos. And so I had told him, I'm like, hey, I know I'm doing this music thing, but I really, want to learn how to like cover a game again, or how to just do some social media. I was like, your social media kind of sucks, like I was like,
a true friend, you can say that really, and
yeah.
It does.
He's like, oh yeah, I do need help. He's like, I'm doing everything by myself. But I did tell him, like, I can help. And so he's like, look, I'll pick you up at 10. And I come back at 2 a.m. because, the game, but you can come out and cover maybe the under 17 and under 20 games and check it out. I went and never left.
Nice.
And honestly, it was like, we would get there at 10 a.m, do the first game, the second game, and then do the first team, which for me was like, wow. At the time I wasn't getting paid, and I was like, this is the best thing on earth. Like, this is the best way to spend my Fridays. And then later it developed to a job, which I was very blessed. I gave that English American perspective to the team, to the communication team. And so, yeah, so then I got hired by Xolos, and then I became the communication manager for the English department, which was like social media, both English and Spanish. So then I became the community manager for the whole entire social media accounts. And then that's how it started. I was like, I can work for my favorite team.
Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And I know, Brooke, you kind of, with your story too, was kind of, you just walked in for a job, you didn't get it, but somebody's like, hey, we have this opening, right? So I think, kind of the lesson learned there is, reach out to people, network, right? Get connections, but then ask for it, or just get, take that leap of faith, because a lot of times I think we get in our own head, right? Like, it's hard. I just don't see it, or it's, somehow, that little voice. But once you finally just like, shut it down and be like, why not? Why can't I do it? Right?
Why not me? And I love how you listen to your friends. They could see this gift, obviously, that you have in you. So listen to your friends, like, obviously in a positive way, but what they were telling you, like, just do it. And it's sort of like that extra push that we need, especially as women as well, as in sports and whatnot. Just to do it, and just to really let it resonate, like, okay, well, all right. And like you did, you set your goal, and it came to fruition, which is amazing.
And you know what? It was like I read it somewhere, like just out of high school. It was like you're gonna get two answers. It's gonna be yes or no, right? And I did it the same way I did, like I'm very nosy. So the same way I did it with music, I was like, why is it why is it easier to do music than to do sports? At least I had like that feeling that it was way extremely harder. I'm not saying it is easier or harder, but like the same effort I put to the music, I got to do it here. And so then I just started asking away, and the same thing with working at BN Sports. I was working at Cholos, right? And I love BN Sports. I am a Barcelona fan, so that's the only place where I can watch my games, and I saw their social media accounts and I was like, they suck. you know uh, and honestly, whatever I did, I messaged them. I was like, hey, are you guys looking for any social media like help? And the guy was like, no, at the moment we're not, but let me know in a couple of months. I might be able to get, like right now it's just me, I might be able to get a coordinator position. So then again, like a couple of months passed and I was like, hey, I'm just checking in, like how is it? And he like, how is like the position coming on? He's like, I'm still no budget. And I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing at Tolos. At the time, Miguel Herrera had just signed on with us, so it was like experiment, a lot of like new different things. Facebook Live at the time was like popular, Instagram. So I was doing a bunch of stuff with like Miguel and his team, and then just sending it to BN Sports, to Carlos.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I like what you're doing. I like what you do. And then as soon as he got approved for a position, he was like, hey, send me your resume.
Nice.
I love that.
I was like, and then he was like, but let me tell you, we're in Miami. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, that's fine. I'm fine with it, like I again, like my mind was just like, I can move to Miami, it's easy, whatever, right? And so then we did interviews, we did a bunch of process, we did a bunch of things, and yeah, I finally got hired to be the social media coordinator for BN Sports USA and BN Sports Espanol, which is like the sister. They're all here. And I took the job. I moved with maybe like $200 in my bank. I broke up with my 10-year relationship that I had. And I had nowhere to live. I posted on Facebook. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna like move to Miami. If anybody knows any realtors or anything, like let me know. Someone's like, I know of a cousin that can, help you find a house. And I was like, okay, cool. But then she's like, you don't want to live where you're gonna work. Come stay with us for 2 weeks. And there I go. I think it was like June 11th. I started working June 13th. And I got my letter May 17th. So I got my letter May 17th and I was like, hey, my brother's graduating. I have to be there June 6th, right? So then I went to the graduation and then I just flew out to Miami with my luggage and like staying at a stranger's house, which I ended up like loving them. They're my Miami moms. They adopted me. And yeah, that was my BN Sports story. I just like moved out there and was like,
That is
YOLO.
think about it, it's like what I saw you there is you just casted a net and eventually, people will remember you, right? And it's maybe it's not, I always feel like it's not the right it's not the right time now or yet, right?
Yeah.
Finally when it opened and you kept being, I guess you're top of mind, right? Every time sending or reaching out, they'll remember you. And he just like, you know what, it's Karla, let's give her a shot. She's been really I think for me, if I had a business, right? I would want somebody who wants to be in my organization.
Of course.
Right? Because if you hire people, you don't know if they're really excited, their motives, their motivation. But if someone's like hungry for what you do and the team and stuff like that, dude, bring them on, right? Because everyone's going to work twice as hard. They have a passion for what it is. So I think that's kind of like, for me anyways, if I were in his shoes, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's get Karla in here. But I like the fact that you even had to make that choice, Miami, and you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to move and $200 in my pocket. And not only that, I love it. It's like, and I think this is definitely like a culture, right? is like, I need a place to stay. And we all like, oh yeah, I have a cousin of a cousin. You can stay with them. And we're cool with that. Like, I don't see a lot of coaches doing that, right? Like, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't go to someone stranger's house and sleep in their couch or their second.
Oh my God. Now that I think of it, like, so it was my ex coworkers. Like, I worked at a retail store, and she was like, I have a cousin there. Thankfully, she was like, it was a friend of, like the cousin of a friend, and she was from San Diego, and she's like, there's not a lot of Mexicans in Miami. Let me show you around. Come stay with us. So, mind you, I didn't check the address where they lived. I told my mom, like, this is the first time me moving out, right? And then the Mexican culture is like, you're leaving, te vas casada o te vas a la escuela, you know what I mean? So it was very strange. And my mom's like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm staying here. And so when I get to the airport, they pick me up, right? And they're like, I'm like, hi. And they're like, hi, come in, whatever. And they're like, did you look up the house? And I was like, no. They're like, did you look up the address? I was like, no. Did you look us up? I was like, no. And I was like, I was so desperate. I was like, I just needed somewhere, to stay. And they ended up being angels sent from like heaven, for me. And they were my family, and they are my family. And and they helped me out so much in that whole transition, because I've never lived anywhere else. I'm from here, everybody, like, we stay here. I decided to move, and it was culturally like different, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So yeah.
I mean, you got to meet somebody new, right?
Yeah, and then I got to meet Brooke.
That's what I was asking next. How did you guys meet?
Knowing what you know now, having lived in Miami, would you do that again blindly with like people you didn't know?
I mean, now I obviously would be a little extra careful. I just, I know, like, at least, like, do they have a LinkedIn where, but I think because I went with, with an open heart, and I knew Perla was genuine and, a good friend. And she's like, my cousin can help you out. And so I did, and I just did it. And I would do it again, definitely. But I think about it now, and I'm like, how did I do it?
Yeah.
How did I do it?
I know. See, nowadays, the things that we hear and stuff, like it but at the time it worked out. It was for the best. And sometimes just your gut was telling you, right? Like, it was, what?
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, it was definitely like meant to be, because then I worked for a year there. I met a lot of people. I got to work with a lot of, great people that I admired. Like, I always tell Carmen Boquin, who's one of my greatest friends, if not like one of my best friends in Miami. I like would wake up every Sunday to coffee and her on TV, like every weekend, and I would be like, oh, how cool it is to work with her. Oh, how cool it is to, like, to be around her. And we, she was one of the people that, like, gave me a ride because I didn't have a car, who like opened up and took me to Universal Studios because I didn't have any friends, and was like giving me all her notes of how she did the play-by-play, or how she, did her show. So to me, that was, I'm like getting chills. It's unrealistic. Like, I think about it and I'm like, it's just I would wake up every morning, every weekend to, like, see Anita Cobos, George Cimetales, even Terry, or Ray Hudson, like all these people that I got to work with, and that became, my friends, which now I'm like, sometimes I got to pinch myself,
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of people you connected with, and then of course Brooke came along. So what did you guys meet? Tell me the story, how you guys came together.
I think it's a modern tale of social media.
Yeah.
Like, when I moved to Miami, I moved for a job, and I knew maybe like 3 people, and I was just trying to network, and just, the same as Karla, you want to network with people that you trust, who are from California, who are Mexican, because like I said, there's like 4 people who are Mexican there. No, there's more, but like California Mexicans. So that's how we met and became friends. And I would go to her apartment, we'd cook dinner, and we watched the Golden Globes, I think, one time. We were drinking wine. Like we had a lot of good times. It was cool.
Yeah, and I think we were friends on Instagram, and then I remember you sending me like, "Hey, I'm moving to Miami," and I'm like, "Oh my god, how cool! She's moving to Miami!" And then like you moved out there, and then we would make tacos, and we clicked, and then my roommate became one of like your super good friends, and and it was like it felt like home away from home, because it's different to be Mexican, but it's also different to be Mexican American and people to understand you. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, I want a burrito, and they're like, we don't eat burritos in Mexico, or whatever it is, But it was nice to have a group of friends, and having you part of it was definitely amazing. So thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, thank you. And it because it was a multicultural group of people as well, like a lot of Colombians. Gabby was from Puerto Rico.
Gabby's from Puerto Rico. Well, Tiki was from Spain. And then Sarita was Colombian, so it was definitely like a mix. And then Marcela was from she is from from Texas, so it was kind of similar. So it was good to be around like great people, definitely.
So who's the better cook? So when you guys got together, who would do most of the cooking?
I don't know.
That were like,
well, Karla's an excellent cook. When we would go over, everything was like set out, like super hospitable and beautiful, and drinks and everything. Not me.
No, honestly, I can do like I am a photographer, so I can do the setup, but the cooking is definite. Like everyone back here, like back home, I'm like everybody loves my tacos, and they're like, yeah, and they're like, you cook tacos? I'm like, yeah, I everyone in Miami thinks I'm the best cook. They're like, they don't even know what's good, because your tacos are definitely not good. So I'm like, back in Miami, I was like the Mexican chef, So I gotta say, like in Miami, I was good. In San Diego, I'm definitely not good. So.
And you're vegetarian, so like it's cool to be introduced to that as well. So
yeah, I did a lot of different tacos that were not meat tacos. So it was just like people had the idea that being vegetarian doesn't taste good. And so I think I did a mixture of that, and it was great. And then my micheladas are the best.
Yeah. Well, so what? Okay. So I don't know if you want to share your secrets or not, but what's the secret of your micheladas? It's simple when you just kind of think of the basic recipe. But what do you add, or what's the?
Okay, so mind you, everything that I would have in Miami was sent by my mom. So like we don't have chamoy over there. We don't have, salsa maga. We don't have anything. So everything, like, say, if Brooke was here and was going to go to Miami, I'd be like, Brooke, I need you to, go to my house and pick up my mom's tortillas and, like all this because of that. But you have to have a lot of lime, and salsa maga is super important. Escarchado, which is like this thing already like made for like the rim of the glass. And I put, I can't say it because I'm gonna give my recipe.
I wanted to get the secret out, man.
The secret is gonna be out, and I don't want it to be out because then
I was so quiet. Teacher would be like, hey, okay, I'm writing it down. I'm like,
it's like I'll do a TikTok.
Right?
No, but I think a lot.
Like, how can I brand this? How can I get like she's I like that. I like that. Do it.
No. I just feel like a lot of people in Miami always had like Karla makes the best stuff, but everyone here in California is like, no, you don't. You took that from this person, or but I mean, it's so cool that we people love our food. So
well, you pass it on, right? It's someone's, it's any kind of recipe and stuff. You continue that tradition and that culture. And what I like about it, maybe Brooke, doing the whole cooking thing, right? That you start to find these fusions, and I mean, you being vegetarian, right? That's a whole different element where who would have thought, I think a lot of our grandparents are rolling in their grave going, what? No carne? What the heck? What's wrong with them, right?
They're like, pero por qué? ¿Por qué hiciste eso?
Yeah, a lot. When you talk to people nowadays in our culture, they're kind of going, what? Like, we're just so used to that carne. But to your point, there are creative ways to make food delicious and doesn't have to have that protein, right? You can find other creative ways. It's amazing. It still tastes good. You just have to have an open mind.
All I have to say for tacos is soyrizo. That's like
I have yet to try soyrizo.
No. Like you guys, life is great with chorizo. I feel like you can get it at Trader Joe's or you can get it at Vallarta's or Northgate, but the one in Trader Joe's literally like saved me from so many things, from so many times where I was hungry and I missed food, because you can find a tortilla anywhere. But that whole concept of adobada, or is it adobado or al pastor. So for me it was nice to have chorizo available, and it saved me from so many things.
The name is basically it's soy, but
It's basically soy, but like sazonado con some way. It's like tastes like adobada. So
as long as it doesn't have goya, I'm good. I'm just kidding.
no. This is literally like, it will change your life. I swear. Try it, okay? Can you please try it? Because
Try it. I'm gonna try it.
you will. You know what?
I'll just cook it. I'll have it here in an episode, and I'll be like, "Hey, Karla," and I'll send you the link. So I'll do it.
And I even made tamales with them.
Really?
But you put it in for the.
So we did tamales because everyone in my house eats meat, right? So my mom did a special edition for me with no lard on the masa, and so we put cheese, and then we put chorizo. It was like I thought about it. I'm like, should I sell these?
Get out
Tamalera on the street.
I'm like, vegetarian tamales. No, but they were so delicious. And honestly, you can put it in everything. I did tacos dorados, and I would put chorizo on them. Huevos con chorizo. You can use it as carne molida. There's so many things.
You already get hungry. I could tell she's already like salivating.
It's honestly the best thing ever. I mean, don't have it all every day, but definitely try it.
If you want an alternative to carne, right?
Yes, of course.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Go ahead.
And you know what? Now that we're talking about food, I would feed everyone. So then I went from being sports, right? Everyone's Colombian. And then I started to work at Univision. And I read somewhere where it was like, you want to make friends, you either have to like adapt yourself. Like if someone smokes, you got to like, even though you don't smoke, buy a pack of cigarettes. And when they go out and smoke, you just like give cigarettes, but not smoking.
Out like
yeah, like, hey, what's up? Like, let's see. And so when I started working in Univision, I got hired to work there for the social media department. I was the only female at the time to work in the digital department, which was amazing. And I was like, how am I going to make friends? And my cooking helped. Well, the chorizo helped, which was like, hey, like, hey, you guys want to come over to my house? I can, make some micheladas. And like, es que aquí no hay micheladas buenas. And I'm like, I got you, and there you go. Now that I think about it, the cooking,
the bridges, the food, our food.
Yeah.
It's the food.
The talent of food, it's amazing. And I don't know, I think, Karla, you should come up with your own like brand of chorizo, because you just love that.
I should.
This episode is brought to you by Chorizo.
Chorizo, yeah, by like Carlos. Oh my God, that is so true. I'm gonna think about it.
Think about it.
Well, I think me and Brooke have to try it. So we haven't tried it yet. So now it's a challenge. We definitely have to report back.
I am excited.
Really. Try it and let me know. I'm serious. Try it and let me know. Let me know what you think.
So well, Brooke doesn't have her jersey, and we know her team. It's America. Boo. One recent thing, we do have, we did have various guests in last year in 2020, and one of them was Yanetli, right, from ex Chivas, and now she is America. Boo again. I don't blame her. It's like wherever the contract and whoever hires you on, and I'm still gonna cheer for her, but I'm just like, it's always bittersweet when you have a player that you admire that goes to the team that you don't want it to go, right? But Brooke, you were probably really happy about it, right?
I was. I'm like, you know what? I can't blame her because she wants to play for winners. So.
Oh my God! Thank you guys so much. It was great.
I don't blame you.
Just kidding. I love America. I mean, I worked with Miguel Herrera's team, and so it was I always say Cholos es la cuna de la América, which is, we get the players, we bring them from wherever, and América just buys them off us,
America's kind of like the New York Yankees of Liga MX, right? They have the
Yeah.
money. They just go and buy people instead of cultivating talent. I get it. It's fine. You know?
It's okay. You know, they don't have that eye to like, you know,
Yeah.
develop these players, and
Uh-huh.
you know they got to buy them from other teams, which is, you know,
Which is
business.
whatever. But you know, it can't be Liga MX season. You know, the new you know, tournament without a little banter. I thought it would be a cool thing, especially since, you know, Karla, you had the pleasure of working for Cholos and, you know, definitely diving into the league. I'm gonna test your knowledge. And
I know.
it's not on the history. It's gonna be a little out there. So I'm gonna share my screen, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to do. We're gonna give you some points, right? There's gonna be 1 point, and
Oh
then
my God, I'm nervous.
possible for a bonus point. Let's see how you do. I should have done this with Brooke prior and kind of compare your score with.
Right. Right.
That would have been funny. That would have been great. But here we go. I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
And let me know when you guys see the blank thing come up. All right, here we go. The name is called Name That Mascot. So we're gonna go off the mascots, okay? So the first point is the easy one, I hope.
Okay.
You're gonna try to guess what team they belong.
Okay.
What team are they for? And it's the bonus point. What's the name of the mascot?
Oh my God, the names. I really know my name. Let's see.
All right. So here we go. Name That Mascot from Liga MX. All right. The first one's gonna be a toss-up. I hope it is, because it's this gentleman here, this mascot.
El Cholo Mayor, of course.
And what's the name of what's the name of the mascot?
Es el Cholo Mayor.
Cholo Mayor. Okay. I'm gonna give you that one because you work for them. I when I looked it up, it's Super Cholo, but I don't know if that's also
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'll give it to you because you work for them. So
No. I actually know the person who's in there too. So I mean,
that's extra bonus. That's 3 points. So tell us about this mascot. So you know, from all the mascots, this one's probably like this is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of mascots.
Yeah.
The guy's like buff. The mascot is, anyways. I don't know if the guy underneath is.
No. The guy in there too. I feel like so a lot of the times that I was able to work. I basically handled like the kind of like me and Ivan handled like the US version of it. So every single time he would come here, you know, I would, you know, have him kind of like guide me to things. But it's very like squishy. That whole I don't want to say like costume. It's just very buff, right? He sweats a lot in there though. Yeah, it's crazy because at the end when he, you know, like takes it off, he has to like lay it out for like a couple of you know, like hours because it's different. It's not like just a regular, oh, I'm gonna put a hat on, you know, it's like a full on like leggings, and then on top of like, you know, it's so weird to describe. It's like a whole like jumper.
I bet it's one of those things like somebody else can, if I were to get that and try it on, I'd be like, it smells probably.
It does. And you know what? And he's so active. He's not like the type of mascot that's just like sits there and is like waving. He like dances. I remember when I was there, I would be like, I need you to do the sideline bling thing, you know, like the little dance. For other time was like Vine, and I'm like, I need you to do this, and he was like very active. He runs from like side to side of the field during the game.
Like
so, yeah, so he only has to wear it. Maybe he only can wear it, you know, by certain time because he can't spend a whole, you know, afternoon with it. But he does a lot of work, which is part of you know being a Cholo Squinkle, which is amazing. And he always has like really cool outfits.
Yeah, no, he looks awesome. Like when I saw him, I'm like, damn, that guy, that's like probably the most intimidating, like, you know, really cool outfit. And the rest of them are get kind of cheesy, right? So, all right, let's show another one. So again, the team and then the name of the mascot, right? So far you have 2 points. Here we go.
Okay, obviously that's Chivas.
Yes.
But I don't know the mascot name.
Try to guess.
Chiva hermano.
Okay. That's good.
El I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I know.
I didn't even know they.
What is it?
I didn't even know they had names.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have names. They have a full-on like history.
Yeah, profiles, history, all that. Okay, so that's a point. But Chiva is a great guess, but it's Chiva Loca.
Okay.
All right.
I'm so bad. All my community manager friends are probably like, really? You're horrible.
a bunch of messages.
As long as you guess the team, that's at least somewhat, respectable,
Yeah.
right? All right,
Yeah.
next.
Oh my god.
Come on.
And I didn't even block the name. That was
I mean, I don't even know what
Here's a
How
hint.
would you
Here's a hint. It's a color.
azul,
In English.
Bad Bunny.
blue.
Yeah, all right.
Yay!
Hey, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
They do so much content with Bad Bunny.
Right?
Yeah,
The Blue Bunny.
partnership. Yeah. Oh my God. Blue Bunny ice cream. Come on. Go.
I'm already thinking of so much content they can do.
All right. I'm gonna actually put that in the background music while we're doing this for this one. All right. Next one. Probably I think the most hated mascot of all.
I'm like my face.
All right. What's the team?
Club America.
Well, yeah. Even saying it makes you feel gross.
Oh my god.
All right.
Look at Carlos is in the back over here.
Yeah. The guy running back is like he's praying, going, "Can you?"
Yeah, and he played for Cholo. He was on the under 17. He started with us and then he went over there and now he's on loan.
Right?
But
There.
he was a Cholo Sprinkler first.
Nice. Okay. So we got the team. Okay. What's the name? What do you think?
Águila. Odíame más. I don't know.
There, you're fourth. It's right there. It's actually a shorter name for that. So.
Tom.
I
All right, Brooke, you gotta take a guess. This is your team.
don't know.
Just kidding, I don't know.
Okay, it's Aggie.
What is it?
Who comes up with these things?
Aggie. Yeah, Aggie.
Oh,
Okay.
it is Aggie? Like,
A-G-U-I. Yeah, Aggie.
oh my god, it's State. Aguirre. It's almost like my last name.
Yeah,
Oh, it was meant to be. You were born in Aggie.
you were.
Yeah. All right, this is the next one. Here we go. What's the team?
It's striped, isn't it? Karen?
Indio. Juarez.
Oh my
Give her-
god.
Give her a second. She's got this.
Los Rayados de Necaxa. No. So this is, are they like a current team?
They're a current team. Yep, they're currently in the league.
It looks really appropriated.
I know, right? They're gonna end up changing it.
Oh my god,
I know it. That's why I got it. I'm like, I'm gonna throw her off with this one.
there's 18 teams. Who's red? Oh my god, there's like,
Here's a hint. There's another team with the same name in Spain in La Liga.
oh my god, my brain is like, they're obviously, they just ascendieron, no? From
A
Mexico?
few years ago, they changed the name. I think there might have been a different team, and then someone bought them or whatever. So again, start with the same team as the team in Spain in La Liga. Also, Héctor Herrera plays for the Spain team.
Atletico?
Atletico what?
Oh my god.
San Luis.
Ay, Atletico San Luis. Honestly, I don't even know what mascot they are. I don't even know. I don't even know of the team, to be honest. I don't really know much.
When I saw this, I'm like, I wouldn't have even known this. So it's Atletico San Luis, right? The jersey and the team, but the mascot is Wachi. So there you go. I got you on one.
You did
All
get
right.
me. You
All
did
right,
get-
this one I think you're gonna get, but the mascot's a little interesting. Here we go, last one. I don't know.
I don't know the actual el Puebla, pero I don't know.
Oh, there it is. You got Puebla.
But I don't know. You know, it's like Ponte la del Puebla, you know, right? Like in the little emoji.
I like Brooke's face. She's looking like, what the heck is
I don't even know what it is.
That's
What
a-
You know what?
Brooke cook. She will use this as one of the ingredients to cook.
Sal. Pimienta. Oh, like pimienta, consomé. Let's see. No sé.
All right. El super camote.
Camote. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's That's cute.
That's
Creative.
very creative. Very creative. Looks like a camote. It sure does. And he's smiling.
And
Uh,
it does.
He looks
and
like
it's,
he's so furry. Over.
he's trying to be buff too, like the Cholo, but not quite there, right? The Cholo is still.
Nothing like our Cholo Mayor.
I think he'll take him. He'll take him in a fight.
I think the Cholo.
You know what? We got voted like the best mascot. It was what was it? It was like us with other mascots like around, just in general, and we were one of them, like top. I think we were like 15, but I don't know exactly what it was that we were chosen, because we're pretty cool. I mean,
It's a cool mascot. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool.
I like it.
So 8 out of 14, you did more than 50%. I would say if you were in school, you got, you're
oh my God, I'm horrible.
you got.
I would've failed.
I don't think a lot of people would have got the mascot names though, unless they're like super geek fans that just,
Yeah.
all they do is sleep and eat, the Liga. But even then, it's just tough.
But I should know because I should know because I should.
You'll know. You'll know those.
I'll know now.
You never know when you're going to be in challenge to determine what that is. Now you're going to be prepared. So I think I did you a favor there, Carla. Now you're going to be ready. It's like I'm a coach. I'm like, you got this, Carla. For the next round, you got it.
Next one. Next time I get, asked about Liga MX, I'll know.
You're gonna know.
But do you know the mascots?
She's going to start researching them and like, quizzing. Brooke is next time you guys are in Miami together, she have flashcards. Okay.
It's like Aggie. ¿A cuál es Aggie?
Aggie.
I love it.
So, with Pancho Villa's Army, we're a big supporter group of La Selección, and we like to give Brooke a hard time about wearing the U.S. jersey. Is there a time that you would ever wear a U.S. jersey, or are you just 100% Mexico jersey? I want to know your take on that, because it's always a good conversation discussion.
I have worn a U.S. jersey. I feel like I'm blessed enough to be able I'm from here and from over there, but my team, like the team that I feel, right? Like there's a difference within different teams, right? But the one that I really feel is La Selección Mexicana. Like when I hear the anthem, I cry, and it gives me chills. So so for me, it's an honor to wear the jersey. So I would definitely wear the U.S. I just feel like there's so much competition between U.S. and Mexico within soccer. It's like so much that you can't ever wear the U.S. jersey and then wear the Selección Mexicana one, because then you get so much stuff for it.
I think of it as this way, right? And this is going back to like our banter with Chivas America, right? Brooke, would you ever wear a Chivas jersey?
No.
Okay, so I think it's the same thing as U.S. and Mexico, right? It's like a rivalry, and I get it. I'm here from there, and I see a lot of broadcasters too. In that follow or that report on the Selección. They also report on the U.S., right? Because that's our market, that's where we are. But I think it's hard for me. I can't, like when I think of sports, right? I think of like same thing. I'm a Cardinal fan. I would never put a 49er jersey on. I'm a whatever, right? Laker fan. I wouldn't wear, this jersey, this and that. I kind of see it that way. But at the same time, I'm always curious, like, why, why is that? Because you're from here, and you feel like there's that connection a little bit. So I just a good understanding of like different philosophies of why people cheer.
There's two jerseys that I will never wear in my life. One of them is a Real Madrid jersey, unless Benzema marries me and gives it to me. Two, is a Raiders jersey. That's it. But I could so. Before, it's just so okay. Let's get into this. I collect jerseys, right? So I love jerseys. I wear, one day I'll wear a PSG jersey. One day I'll wear a Galaxy jersey, and then an Inter Miami jersey, whatever it is. I don't own a U.S. jersey. I do own many Selección Mexicana jerseys, like so many. I just feel like I respect the U.S. It is my home. I live here. It is my team too, as well. But when you go against La Selección Mexicana, to me, it's like Selección Mexicana is my team.
Yeah. When they face each other, you definitely have, you're gonna cheer them on for sure.
Yeah, but I do respect the U.S., of course, and like especially the U.S. Ladies. The women's team is my favorite. So I would definitely wear like a U.S. Women's team jersey.
Like one of the players for the women's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'll be honest. I do definitely. I'm a big fan of them as well. But I'm growing. I'm starting to grow as the Selección Mexicana as well. I'm starting to get to know the players and their stories and starting to grow that connection. But the U.S. women have such a long history, and that they're doing it right, unlike the U.S. men are not doing it right. They're always
No, and it's that banter we have against each other too. Like it's just. I don't have a problem with the U.S. Women's team. I'm in fact I encourage it. I love it. But the U.S. national men's team is just.
There's a lot.
I mean, if I get hired, like like for them, if they want to hire me,
Yeah.
then I'm always loyal to my teams. But the one that has my heart, is definitely La Selección Mexicana. It's what I saw. It's what everybody in my house wore. Before my dad passed away, he passed away in October. One of our like last serious conversations were we were talking about La Selección Mexicana, and to me it's like we can be talking about anything in this whole entire world. Like he had cancer, and I'm like, you're gonna pass away. We can tell me about the whale. Just kidding. Like tell me about other things, and just kidding. I'm kidding. About like his life story or whatever, but he just literally wanted to sit down and just be like, "Hoy juega la selección. Ya viste cómo jugó este," and to me, even now it has more meaning, because he did that. He watched those games to kind of have that connection with me, and in his last day. So that definitely has extra.
Yeah.
Extra
What a
feeling.
beautiful way to connect with them, and during that time, and just that bonding. And it's something that you always remember, you're gonna treasure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's like one of my last favorite, moments with him. I even like tweeted about it the other day, and I was like, wow, he could have talked to me about so many other things, and he was like, Carla, pon la televisión, and I'm like.
The two jerseys the jersey you would never wear is Real Madrid and the Raiders. Is that it? Those are the two.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I collect jerseys. I don't have nothing against America. I mean, if someone were to, like a player would, give me, somebody would give me a Pipa Benedetto jersey from when he played there, I would probably collect it. I have a Chivas jersey signed from everybody, but I don't wear it.
I'll give you my address and you. So, Brooke, let me ask you this question: What jerseys wouldn't you wear? Like, what's the jerseys that are like off limit for you? Like, even if they gave it to you, you would be like, "Oh, thank you, but I'm gonna see if I can trade it or something." That's what I would do. I'd be like, "Can I trade?"
Yeah, I mean, a jersey that I really like and I would love to wear it, I just can't. Is a San Francisco Giants. They're because San Francisco hates LA so much, and I'm like, we don't even really care that much about the Bay Area, but they hate us. So that's one that like incites violence. So like I could never feel comfortable wearing that because they're mean. Like I wouldn't want to get on the bad side of a Dodgers fan. Dodgers are my team. Yeah, probably the Giants. Probably the Philadelphia Eagles. I would never wear that. Probably Cowboys. No.
Yeah. I gotta add one more to my list. The Dodgers. Like I would never wear a Dodgers jersey in my life. No, I'm sorry. I just don't. It's like when you grow up in San Diego, you don't like any of the LA teams. It's like at the time it was like Chargers, Raiders, right? Yeah. And like you grow up to dislike the Raiders. It's like Padres, Dodgers. Even the Clippers, Lakers, whatever it is. It's just you just don't. Like them.
I'm in Arizona, right? So a lot of people are moved from LA and come to Arizona, and then they dominate our stadiums. I'm not gonna lie, Arizona fans are the hardest fans because we're so many transplants from across the country.
Yeah.
One of the biggest transplants are people from LA, right? From California, and they constantly dominate, and that's one of the teams. Dude, Dodgers, no. Like any LA stuff, no. Any LA teams, I'm out.
No, me neither.
I would say LAFC is probably the only one I would wear. LAFC. I like their jersey. I like what they're doing. So and Galaxy, I have nothing against the Galaxy as well, but I think LAFC for some reason has really grabbed my attention.
I have a couple of LA Galaxy jerseys, so that makes me an LA Galaxy fan for sure.
Cool. All right, Brooke. What else? So you're saying no Giants.
Yeah, no Giants. Barcelona, no.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. Fan right here.
And not even just because I'm a Madrid fan, because I am, but I just heard like bad things I never had the pleasure or displeasure rather of working with Barcelona, but I've heard like bad stories that they're just not nice. I don't know. I mean, this is all hearsay. So when I hear that, I'm like, ooh, like no thanks. Like,
Carla's
yeah.
like, okay. It's funny how we're getting offended here. We're like, oh.
I know, right? It's like
it all ends here. We're like never talk to each other again.
it was great knowing you, Brooke. Just kidding. No.
I know this is how the relationship just fell apart. It's all because of our podcast. But no, we were talking about the Dodgers earlier, and you know what? Even though I'm not a fan, and that's that rivalry between Arizona and LA fans. One, I got to give a shout out and respects to Tommy La Russa. Growing up, I grew up in California, so I grew up watching him and just seeing him as a coach there for the Dodgers for so many years, and also I think he was a coach for Fernando Valenzuela también.
Yeah.
So, big props to him, and just recently passed away, and is a legend, and got to give props to him, and I know Ivan, one of my co-hosts as well. He's off. He's a big fan as well. So Brooke, same thing. I mean, you're a big fan, right? So definitely a big loss for that team.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, he had a great life. 93, I think, when he passed away yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? This week has been.
Yeah. Oh, it's been chaotic. I'm glad we didn't get.
But yeah, it's
been crazy.
I'm glad we didn't even go there because honestly, this whole podcast would have taken a whole different direction, right?
You know what I was thinking, like going forward, we're on the page of like building bridges and uniting people. Like I think it would be really cool at some point when we're all able to have a game in person again. I think to show like a really great sign of solidarity just for the game would be to do some sort of a collaboration with your biggest, rivals, like the American Outlaws, like have like a big asada and a barbecue and everybody drink beer and then go your own way and cheer for your teams, just to show that solidarity for love of the game. It's not, nationalistic or whatever, just to show some kind of pride and how we can move above all of that.
I think when that day comes, it's going to be a big deal, right? Like the first U.S. Mexico match where fans are allowed to go, and we're past this.
Yeah.
I think people, it's going to, I'm definitely predicting it's going to be crazy busy and a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I think about it and I want to cry. I swear. I miss stadiums so much.
Yeah.
Like I just miss, like I have this thing where like you walk into a stadium and like a freshly cut grass, or like when they wet the grass, it's like a beautiful smell. Like I miss that. I miss the smell and like the people and being connected and those 90 minutes for me or everything, and I extremely miss it. Like it's one thing I miss from this whole like new world is definitely going to a game.
It's a whole different feeling watching it on TV than being in person, right? It's just a whole different feeling. You just don't get the same connection of, like you said, right? The smells, the feeling, the pageantry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of things they don't show on TV, you get to see, right? I mean, Brooke being behind you guys being behind the scenes, right? You get to see all this and take place. We'll get there. And hopefully that I've seen a lot of bad memes out there about 2021, right? Have you guys seen these? Where it's just like, this is like the trailer for 2020,
I know.
for 2021, or the Joker saying, "I'm showing, it to this new workplace, 2021." I mean, there's some pretty. I hope it's not the case. Like, stop jinxing.
I don't think it'll be. I think it had to get really, really, really bad before it gets really, really good.
Yeah.
Better.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's my perspective. I hope other people have the same kind of perspective. Collectively, if we're all negative and scared, that's what we're going to produce. That's what, the universe is going to give us. So if we can kind of slowly chip away at it and just think that things will get better, they'll get better.
Yeah. I agree with you. Positive, move it along. And you know what? That's actually a perfect segue to get to our final thoughts. Any final shout outs or thoughts? And I think what Karla, anything that you're working on, anything you want to promote, anything you want to share with our members that you're working on as we close up.
Yeah, I definitely want to encourage, the female fan, if you guys are interested in, being part of a all women community, sports community. I have Creatives in Sports, which is kind of like a happy place for all of us, like if you want to ever work in sports, if you want to, speak to other people who have the same mindset of, like encouraging women in sports, it's a great community. It kind of gives you that perspective of like, we can do it all. Creatives are all types of people, which could be the person that's behind the mic, the person that's holding the camera, the person that does the graphics, the person that's on TV, that plays. And so that for me is like my passion, and for me it's my priority at the moment. So if there's any female fans, any female Pancho Villa fans who want to be more involved, definitely Creatives in Sports is for you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll put that on our site here. Put it down, the name of it. So it says Creatives in Sports. Is that what it's called?
Creatives in Sports, yes.
Yeah, and I think it's on your handles and things like that.
Yeah. You can check it out. Like get your news from there. We do kind of like this thing where we highlight women in sports or fans or anybody that's just in the sports community. And then we're kicking off next month, which is in February. We have like monthly meetings just to kind of catch up on other people that other females that are interested in the sport, or just in sports in general, or just check up on how we're doing.
Yeah. So if there's anybody out there that wants to just maybe even talk to somebody, right? Will you be open to having talk and be giving them guidance, advice, anything connecting, right? Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Karla, for that. Appreciate that. Brooke, any final thoughts, any shout outs, anything you want to plug in, any new recipes you're going to share with
any enchiladas?
No, more food. No, I mean, Karla, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. And I found it very inspiring too, like how there are so many people, especially now, who feel kind of stuck, like, oh man, like I'm scared to do this. I'm scared to make this move or whatever. Like if they can follow your lead, just do it, So I feel like that will help a lot of people, just to kind of give them that motivation to trust their instincts and to listen to their friends and family who can see the gifts that we have that we don't always see in ourselves. Yeah. So thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. It's so good seeing you. And I'm hopeful we can all get together at some point, maybe this summer, and
hopefully
give hugs and whatnot.
It's one of those where I tell people, like be ready when things go back to normal, because I'm gonna hug you awkwardly.
It's like I want to hug everybody.
It's like human contact. It's so amazing.
I know.
But for me, I think thank you, Brooke. Let's say the biggest thing for me, I think the thing that I learned the most in our episode, there was a lot of great things, and Brooke highlighted a lot of them. But for me, it's a chorizo. I mean, I didn't even know this thing existed. I'm excited to try it now. Like I'm gonna go hunt it down, and if it doesn't taste good, Karla, I'm gonna be reaching out to him and be like, what are you feeding me here? But
I know
it's good based on what you're hyping it up a lot. So
Trader Joe's, right? That's the one you like.
You can get it. It's like $2.95.
She even knows everything. Like here's
$2.95 plus tax, $3.15. It's okay.
It's gonna go viral after this. It's gonna be sold out like in all the
stores. Chorizo for life. As long as your taste in the vegetarian food is on point, and not like your mascot knowledge, I'm gonna trust your food.
I know that feels horrible.
But also learn that we just did a challenge. She's gonna start learning her mascots, and she'll be ready. We just got her ready to be a contender out there in the mascot universe. But thank you. You guys have been amazing. This is fun. I like it. You know what? Getting a different perspective, getting some new faces, getting some new dynamic, and it was really fun getting to know you. So it's been amazing. Let's not make the last time we stay in contact. Again, Karla being a creative, Brooke being a creative, and us. Let's continue to figure out ways to connect and work together.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was so much fun. Yay. And I got to wear my Cholo sweater. I haven't worn in a long time.
We love our teams, right,
Karla?
We
do. Mine, but
awesome. So, from Phoenix, Arizona to California to anywhere in the U.S. Thank you again. Once again, Sargento here signing off. Until next time.
Don Vicente, un chingón para cantar. Jimmy humilde, que historia para contar. Y hay un chingo de estrellas difícil para terminar. Y la banda norteño, nos enfiestamos. Son las 3 de la mañana y no paramos. La cerveza en la hielera la enfriamos. Y aunque lleguen los azules, nosotros no nos calmamos.
Someone doesn't have any energy, they're kind of like, dull. And how do you do it politely to say, hey, can you like, I don't know, sound like you care, maybe? Like,
yeah, no, it's crazy because you're like, especially with like players, they're like, well, yeah, so I'm a soccer player. I don't need to do this. You're like, I'm like, oh my God, you do it one time and then we don't have to do it again. Yeah, okay, like
just get it over with.
like one time, yeah.